Hello and welcome to this tutorial for the game Rolling Realms. Since the setup is done so quickly, I'll show you in this video instead of making a separate one. Here's how you get things ready. Give every player a marker. Everyone gets a pad to wipe out what you've marked. And everyone gets a set of cards. I'll go for purple, so I take these purple cards. They're the same for every player. One is to keep track of your scoring, this one. One card is for the resources you get and spend, that's this one. And the rest of these are for playing the game. Finally, the most important thing, the dice. Just 2 of them, and the setup is already complete. So, how do you play the game? You are going to play 3 rounds and then the game is over. You count up all the points that you got for each round. Whoever has the most is the winner. At the end of each round, you count up all your points and write that score down here. After 3 rounds, the game ends. If you have the highest total score, you are the winner. First, what is a round? A round is taking 9 turns. On your scoring card you can see 9 spaces to write down the numbers that were rolled with the 2 dice. You don't get your own turn. One person rolls these dice and everyone uses the outcome for that for whatever they want. As soon as all these spaces have been filled in, the round is over and you count up all the points you got for this round. You start each round by having one player shuffle their deck of cards and pick 3 to go face up on the table. All the other players then take out exactly the same 3 cards to place face up in front of them. Everyone plays at the same time, using the same cards and using the same dice results. Next, how does a turn go? How do you actually play the game? As I've said, one person rolls these 2 dice. It doesn't matter who does this. If you want, you could go around the table or just pick one person to be the dice roller for the whole game. That's up to you, as long as someone rolls these 2 dice. And then you write the outcome of the roll on your own scoring sheet. For example, I rolled this. So everyone writes down this number here and this other number here. So this is turn 1. It's best to fill this in going from left to right, and don't forget to do this because it keeps track of the turns. When you've written down the numbers, you can then use the numbers. Every round is different because the 3 cards that you have in front of you will change each round. Each card will give you instructions for how they work and how they give you points. Whatever the card is, the goal is always to fill in as many stars as you can, the ones at the bottom here. If you fill in 1 star, that counts as 1 point. And again, the card itself will tell you what you need to do to fill in stars. The cards speak for themselves. The only important rule to remember is that you have 2 numbers to use, but you can't spend them both on the same card. You have to use these 2 numbers on different cards. When everyone is done, you pick up the dice and roll again for the next turn. Everyone fills in the numbers and then everyone looks at their cards to see how they want to spend those numbers. At some point, all the 9 spaces are filled in. That means the round is over. Every player counts up their points. As I've said, you get 1 point for each star you've managed to fill in. But there's more. During the game, you can also get resources. You can spend them to help you during the game. I'll explain more about this later. But it's possible that at the end of the round you still have some resources left that you didn't use. In that case, you also get some small extra points. For example, let's say I filled in 6 stars in total, so that's already 6 points for me. But I also have circled 8 resources on my other card. That means I have 8 resources left. I didn't use them. So I get an extra 0.8 points. My total score is 6.8. 6 points for the stars and 0.8 points for having 8 unused resources left. I write down that score here where it says round 1. When every player is done, you put these 3 cards to the side. One player shuffles their deck and picks 3 random new cards to use. The other players also get out those same 3 cards. Wipe out the turn spaces on your scoring card. Don't wipe out your score. Only the turn spaces where you write the dice results. You can also keep the resources that you didn't use. Don't wipe those away either. And you're ready for the next round. At the end of round 3, the game is over. That's it. This is how you play Rolling Realms. A few more details and then we're done. First, it won't happen very often, but it's possible that there is a number, and when you look at all your 3 cards, you see that that number is absolutely useless to you. You can't place it anywhere. For some reason, it's not allowed for you to use that number. If that happens, you can ignore the number and take 1 free resource of your choice. Pick one of these and draw a circle around it. And the second and last detail, and then you know everything to play Rolling Realms, the resources. As I've said, each card has its own instructions and they're written on it. They will also explain how you get these resources that are depicted on the card. Often it will tell you that you need to fill in an entire space or row or column. As soon as you do that, draw a circle on your own resource card around the one that you've received. When it's circled, that means you own the resource. If at any point during the game you want to spend some resources, you cross it off completely. I don't even need to explain what the resources do for you because that's also written on the resource card. You can change numbers on dice or get an invisible third die you can use. In one case you're even allowed to use a number on a card where you've already used the other number in the same turn. We're done. You are fully ready for your first game of Rolling Realms. Just read the cards carefully to see how they work. If it's not entirely clear, you can check the rulebook for some details or try to work it out at the table. And I hope you have fun with it. Thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and see you for the next one.